any vegans here tonight?
Is anyone here vegan?
Vegan?
Vegan.
Vegan?
Vegan.
I'll talk all the smack I want about vegans too. They're too weak to fight me.
Vegan guy wanted to beat me up, but because he's a vegan, he couldn't.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any vegans in here with enough strength to raise your hand.
Most vegans are vegans because they're kind people. Those people are heroes because they're always tired, they're cranky, their health's all up. They're doing it for all the right reasons.
Sending you love because clearly you need it.
Oh, you're vegan. Haha, I'm like, not original.
It's the same bit.
Oh, we're so tired. Ha ha ha.
Do I just pretend like I didn't hear you, or do I just look at you like this?
Heart, smiley face. Great contribution. Move along.
Let's talk about Russell Peters. Let's watch the clip in his new stand-up show.
Are there any vegans here tonight? Yeah, they don't have the energy to see. See that? That's... Any vegans? I have no energy. I'm lacking iron. Vegan weirdos.
I love Russell Peters. Like, I'm like, nothing he could say could ever upset me, especially for a guy that like makes fun of vegans, but probably looks down and can't see his feet. Like, I always find that really funny.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I agree. You can't be upset by this guy, but it's kind of ironic, right?
I don't find it upsetting. I just find it like really not, like it's such a tired, for want of a better phrase, ha ha ha, narrative. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's what people always say. It's like, can't you come up with something better?
I love that you say that because I feel like I've actually heard this bit from other comedians in the past. So I'm like, dude, if you're going to be a comic, at least be original.
Well, where the you get milk from? You ever had almond milk? Oh yes, almonds, those milky delights. I've squeezed almonds, not a drop of milk came out of them. All it did was cut my hand. How do you even, where's the teat on an almond? Who's doing this? 973,000 left to go and you'll have a cup of milk.
I mean, it is quite funny. You know, I feel like there's a bit more originality.
I love that at least he gets anatomy here. He gets you need mammary glands to make milk happen. At least he's on the right track scientifically.
True. But also, again, like I've heard that so many times, so many memes like, oh, I have to get up so early to milk my almonds. Do you know what I mean? Because it takes so much time and all this kind of stuff. It's just like, it feels like he just went on Instagram for a bit, read a few memes and was like, got it. Let's go.
Classic ChatGPT, like joke that it's given to him by a scriptwriter, right?
Right. And I actually feel bad for Russell. Like, I have a pretty great, awesome, it's called Grown Up or Grow Up. It's a nut milking machine. And I love it. More power to me. Less nut milk for him.
You ever go to dinner and there's one vegan in your group and you want to punch the person in the face that brought the vegan? Because you can't hit the vegan. They can't take a punch. So you can't hit them. Pretty sure if you cut a vegan open, packing peanuts comes out of them. Just...
Like, it is funny. I do laugh. I'm still laughing. But like...
The punchline is vegans can't take a punch. Comedian is the actual essence of the joke is quite low level. It's about the delivery, right?
And he did deliver it well. It was funny. But I'd love for him to meet like some of your pals like Tori Washington, for example. Bodybuilders that are vegan. I'm sure they can take a punch pretty well.
I mean, let's be honest. I think vegans take punches all the time really well.
Such a good point.
And it's because we don't fight back. We see what we can do next without being aggressive or mean or advocating for violence. So
some vegans, just by the way, not all. Not everyone's got that yet.
Yeah, well, I don't hang out with those vegans.
What I tend to do, if I get like trolled or whatever, which happens to me quite a lot on the internet, if I get trolled, I just respond with like, heart, smiley face. Thanks so much for saying that. Great contribution. Move along. Like sometimes I get a little bit more like I'll actually respond with like a statistic or an actual fact. But most of the time I'm just like sending you love because clearly you need it.
Yeah, I just don't engage. I think I just like got off the internet because I was like, these people are just mean.
I think it's about, I'm just trying to think in my own life, it's about being secure with the decisions we've made, right? And for me, I look back to starting like PBN and the evolution it's been on, my views haven't changed. My views have not changed one bit. Just avoid unnecessary harm, number one. Try and be a little bit better for the environment, number two. Try and be a little bit healthier, number three. Like, nothing's changed. So when people say, oh, you're vegan, haha, I'm like, let's talk about something else.
And cool.
You know, like I think I look at Ed Winters and I go, I inspired to have that kind of poise. And I look at Simon Hill and I'm like, there are people, and Simon Sinek, and people that I am very inspired by in terms of how they respond to tensions and anger and being poked. And I'm just like, they just don't give heed to it. And I feel like that is something just to learn over time, right? We practice that as we age. Russell Peters can come at me all he wants. I would still take him to dinner and I'd feed him a tofu steak.
Any vegans in? Is anyone here vegan? Oh, is there one there? What's your name? Go on, what happened? You ran out of energy? Yeah. Oh. Fair enough, there's nothing in tofu. What, Go on, where's the vegan over there? What's your name, sir? Hi, Ben. Because people get confused, don't they? Vegan, vegetarian, what does it all mean? Well, if you're vegan, Ben, it means you're boring to talk to. Oh, the vegans, they won't kill anything other than a fucking conversation.
He obviously has never talked to a vegan because first, how do you always know someone's vegan? A, they tell you. Why? Because they can't shut the hell up about it. And so I think that smacks down that whole bit.
I just think that joke is a bit predictable, not original.
It's the same bit.
I guess my question is, do you guys know of any comedians that maybe are vegan or make jokes like this that actually are funny or don't kind of just destroy the movement? I can think of one, I think. Preacher Lawson, do you know him?
He's great.
He's a vegan comedian, but he does also poke fun at vegans. But because he's vegan, I think that it lands much better. Because he's like, I'm making a joke about it and I'm vegan. Because I really think that like comedy can kind of like bring people together, can't it? In some ways. So I'm like,
very true.
Maybe we need more vegan comedians just being out there, like telling it how it is, but also being funny so that it kind of kills out the Jimmy Carrs and the Russell Peters by being like, hey, we're actually funny. We have personalities.
Makes it more relatable, right? It would make it more relatable for vegans to be making fun of vegans.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, all of us can poke fun at ourselves. Like, we're not these straight-laced, boring people who are just like, I love veganism. I mean, we do love veganism, but we all have
defined by it.
Yeah, exactly. Much as, you know, people on the internet would say. I wanted to ask you both, what's the most outrageous thing about veganism somebody's ever said to you?
I always hate it when they say vegans kill more animals than non-vegans. I'm like, ugh.
This is factually incorrect, isn't it?
It is factually incorrect.
But I'm tired of having that factual conversation. At this point, I'm like, do I just turn around and walk away? Do I just pretend like I didn't hear you? Or do I just look at you like this?
Do you know what my one is? And like, bearing in mind that I grew up on a dairy farm, people say to me quite a lot, yeah, but like, if we didn't milk cows, they die. People believe that if we don't milk them, they die. And I'm like, sorry, what do you think happens to nursing mothers, humans, when they wean their children away? Like, what do you think happens to them? Do they die? No. They're like, the cows need us. We have to milk them or they just die. I'm like, that is not true. I lived at a dairy farm.
Have you ever heard that like chocolate milk comes from brown cows?
Yes. That.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Apparently there's a percentage of people in America that believe that to be true.
Actually believe it. I am terrified. People also think like French fries are a food group, like they actually come out of the ground like French fries.
No.
It's mad.
As crazy as that sounds, I think that oftentimes when we hear these crazy things, like you kill more animals by following a vegan diet, a lot of this is entrenched in a lack of quality of education, right? A lack of science.
So true.
So moving on to another comedian. This guy's vegan and I really want to show you this clip.
Taking it too far with cows. We kill them, we eat them, we wear them. That's on par with most animals. But with cows, we also eat veal, which are their children. Then we drink their milk. It doesn't sound as bad, but it's the milk intended for their children we ate. We eat their babies, and then we eat their babies' food. With cookies. Just dunking cookies in there. Just a midnight snack. But then, on top of all of that, we take pictures of our missing children. Put it on their milk. Hey, sorry for killing your kid. Haven't seen my kid, though, have you? Real worried about my kid. Your kid's dead. Ate him, washed him down with his own food. Keep a lookout for my kid.
When reality is so horrific, it becomes funny.
You know, and I think a lot of people are laughing because they're uncomfortable, right? Because of the cognitive dissonance and it's coming to light. And the easiest thing to sometimes do in that point of discomfort is to laugh it off.
Yeah, super awkward energy, but I think a really powerful clip when you break down what he's saying and the insanity of society.
I've had a conversation with somebody that I used to work with where I explained that cows couldn't produce milk unless they'd had a baby, and then obviously the baby had to be taken away. And the person just burst into tears. They had no idea. They thought that it was just like cows just gave it. They were these animals that made milk. That's what they thought. They were like, no, but a cow, it makes milk. That's what it does. And I was like, no, that's not.
The science of lactogenesis, what you're talking about, making milk post-birth, it's something that I also had to teach. I think I had an average of 10% of students go vegan every semester after 2 weeks of nutrition dietetics lectures because we showed them the science of what they are eating, right? It's not just about carbs, fats, and proteins. It's not just the macro and micronutrients. It's about how the food gets to your plate. I think being able to do that with humor, wow. To take something so poignant and then lighten it so that it's receptive.
I mean, the one for me that works really well is just asking questions. What do cows need to do to produce milk? They need to have a baby. They need to be like artificially inseminated in the dairy industry, right? It's like quite a logical sequence of events. But most people, as you say, just aren't aware. It's crazy.
And they also probably think that it's just happening naturally, like with a bull or whatever, which doesn't happen in the majority of farms. And farmers will tell you, oh, that's because it's not safe. Oh, sure.
And well, the thing is, I think what people think is natural is to consume another mammal's milk without their permission. And so we need to break that construct of thought.
Yeah, I literally just did a post where it was like, rat's milk, cat's milk, dog's milk. People are like, gross. And then cow's milk, oh, made for humans, yum. What?
Right.
It makes no sense.